On today's episode of It's Time to Get Some Projects in My Shop Wrapped Up to Make Some Room, we got 1942 Willys MB. So here's a picture of what it looked like when I bought it 7 years ago from a friend of mine in Sitka. Since then, I've completely stripped it down to the bare frame, every nut and bolt, everything, and sandblasted it. I hired a kid and he used a dustless blaster and went to town. Check it out. Since that point, I met up with Herm, the overdrive guy in Washington State, and Ron Fitzpatrick Jeep Parts. And basically, I bought everything you need to rebuild this Jeep. To rebuild the axles with lockers, put a crawler gear set in the transfer case. Actually, I think I bought a brand new custom built crawler transfer case. I think it's a Dana 18. And then the down gear set and complete refurbished gear set for the T90 original transmission. I bought the Saturn overdrive, disc brake conversion. In that box is a best top, complete soft top with doors. I've got the original grill, the hood. I've got a windshield, a fold down one-piece glass off of like a 48. Oh yeah, here it is. A brand new down-geared Dana 18 transfer case. I got the Warren 3156, fully rebuilt, custom radiator. Brand new leaf springs, custom packed to support an extra 600 pounds on the front end. Upgraded steering box, brand new drive shafts, rebuilt drive lines with greasable Zerk fittings, filter. That is a toilet paper oil filter, bypass oil filter. This thing's actually really cool. I don't even remember. It was so long ago, I can't remember how I found it, but check this out. A bypass oil filter. It's not really a toilet paper roll, but they do fit in it. And one of their advertisement slogans is, you can use a roll of toilet paper to filter your oil. Comes with everything you need to hook it up. I thought it was super cool and kind of fit the time. Here's the back seat. This is out of like a 72 CJ. It's brand new. So these seats, oh, these aren't Recaro, they're Corbeau. These are Corbeau buckets. 5-point harness ready. They have a seat here on the butt and the back. These are sweet, man. They're tiny. These things are bad to the bone. They just grab you. Like when you sit in these, you are locked in. And so when you have a 5-point harness and you're sitting in your Jeep, you're like bouncing around, doing a buggy, and these things just lock you in. And I got two. And I was so proud of these when I bought them. I could not wait to get this Jeep together. And then, life took over and I moved, and I've just been packing that thing around with me for the last 7 years, everywhere I go. And last night I was laying in bed and I was like, thinking maybe I should find a girlfriend. And then, like clockwork, this Jeep popped in my head and I remembered, no way, dude. We got too many projects to get done. We don't have time for a distraction, so I want to get this Jeep done. The main thing I want to get done, which is actually the first thing that needs to get done, is the engine. This is a Cummins B 3.3 liter. It's actually a Komatsu engine. It's like 80 horsepower or something. You can probably see it on there. 74 horsepower. It's a rotary mechanical injection pump, turbocharged, and it's really cool. I believe that's a 00 flywheel housing. I got this from a military surplus for so cheap I couldn't pass it up. It's only been ran because I bench tested it when it first arrived at my shop in Sitka. We fired it up and the thing ran butter, and I sealed it up and put it away. Well, we need to adapt the original T90 transfer case to this engine. And because that flywheel is recessed and this bell housing is bigger than my transmission, you can see my flywheel actually sits below this surface 3/4 of an inch. I got the pressure plate bolted on, the throwout bearing in there. I need to create, like, I don't know how big of a gap between the throwout bearing and the pressure plate so that the bearing's not spinning when the engine's running. But my milling machine is down in Sitka, and so is my lathe. So I can't build this up here. But a friend of mine at Superior Machine and Welding in Anchorage offered to take on the task. He said it would be really exciting and fun. He loves doing stuff like this. Hasn't done one in a while, so he told me to bring it in. So we got to dig that engine out, get it in the back of the truck with the transmission case, the housing, and the flywheel and clutch and everything together so he can get all the measurements he needs to get started on it. All right, so that's today's adventure. It's critical because the engine and transmission and transfer case are basically the first thing to go in. They have to go into the frame and get everything bolted up and have the body set on to make sure everything fits right, and then you got to make adjustments accordingly. But I can't start putting this thing together and make it a rolling chassis until that part's done. I believe this is the defrost cannon for the heater I got. There's the triple stick for the Saturn overdrive, weather stripping, a wiper motor, the power lock, a tap. I mean, here's all the bearing kits and the gears for the transmission, the passenger wiper motor, brand new housing for that. Look at this, this is a brand new input shaft. There's so many parts in here. I can't remember everything I have. U-bolts, carriers. Those are open diffs. Now there's the disc brake conversion kit. Now I got locking carriers. But here's the LED taillights, all the shackle mounts, everything for the suspension. I got 2 line locks because I'm going to do hydraulic emergency park brakes on it. Then we got a fuse panel and the painless wiring kit. I don't know why I have but here's the filler neck for the fuel, custom stainless 25-gallon fuel neck, shift knob, the mirrors. Oh, look at that. There's one of my old iPods. This is cool. I found an original Jeep ignition and a Willys Grill keychain. Oh, that's my old Harley taillight. I wonder what that's in there for. Here's the glove panel door. I got a boost gauge and a pyrometer. The lug nuts. I've got brake lines, wiring kit. I've got speedometer. What's this? Oh, here's the Willwood slave cylinder for a hydraulic clutch. We're getting rid of the cable. More brake parts. Oh, there's the throttle cable and adapter. There's a rear view mirror. There's the filler neck itself. Got the old spring fiberglass antenna whip. And just endless boxes. There's all the wheel seals and bearings, the brake calipers. There's the rotors. And I bought a bunch of steel. I got a bunch of 1.5 inch stainless steel round tube to make a custom roll cage after we get the best top on. I bought a bunch of like 18 gauge steel. I was boxing in the frame so it's not so flimsy. They're known for cracking, and I actually had to weld up a bunch of cracks. But there's the original machine gun turret. You can see I started welding up the frame. The cross member, motor mounts are still in there. Hangers, it's all there. When I first started this project, I named it Thumper 2020. Oh, I guess it was only 5 years ago then. It seems like 7. It always seems like longer, but I have this thing to where when I name a vehicle, I can't get rid of it. I have to keep it. So the Torino, the Jeep, the yellow truck, they're all named, so I can't sell them. I've thought about selling it, but it's not worth it. The amount of money that I got invested in parts already, I never get that back. Even though everything's brand new, it's just, you'll never get stuff out of an unfinished project. So we're going to go ahead and we're not going to start on the project yet. I'm going to be moving soon this year, so I can't start that project. I need to keep everything boxed up, but where we're going, there's no roads, there's no machine shop, so I want to get all that stuff done before I go. That's why we're getting into it now. That way, by the time we get set up in the new shop, it'll be ready to go and I can just start putting it together. Because I'm not sure if we're going to start that one or the crew cab. I even scored a couple years ago this original military welding trailer. It's got the axles and wheels. It's got a pintle. That trailer I'm building for this Jeep so it can be my meat trailer or my gear trailer. I know some of you guys are probably old Willys fans. Yep. Okay. The excitement I get pulling this engine out for some work, 760 pounds. I've been packing around for 5 years. The purpose of this Jeep build, it's for hunting. It's a quad with a heater, basically. Full lockers, 31-10-5 full-blown mud tires. It will be street legal, so you can drive it into town or whatever, and I'm sure the kids will love driving it. But the main objective here is to make a hunting rig. Overland. You can go anywhere, muskeg, mountains, trails and trees, everything. And it won't get stuck because it's so light. You'll find love.